Winners Win podcast. Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy guy himself. And today we're going to talk about waiting for a sign, right? So before we get started with that stuff, I like to do a lot of housekeeping things. Please click that subscribe button below and subscribe to the Winners Win podcast. Like this video, share it, comment below. Help a brother out, right? And also, too, I want you guys, if you listen to this on any type of podcast platform, please like that, 5-star reviews and leave a review below because I love to see how I can better serve you. Now, before I get started with that stuff, I like to do my little, pretty much go through everything with you guys, right? All I can say is today so far has been really, really productive and starting off strong. I don't think that's really my problem, right? I don't know if you have experienced this type of problem. The problem where you start off strong for the day, but then as the day goes on, you start to dwindle away. Or maybe you don't start strong. Because remember, the morning routine, if you've been watching my videos, you probably start strong every single morning, right? Because like I told you, how you start your morning really is important. The first 30 minutes of your day decides your day, right? And the first 30 minutes of my day, as soon as I got up, literally jumped out of the bed, got myself ready for the gym, left within 5 minutes from getting up, went straight, pick up my brother, went to the gym, then we got some shots up. We were actually mad because someone took out the big gym, so it was like, dang, we just had a little practice, a little mini joint, but it was in there, got some shots up, jumped rope, did some dribbling stuff, and then we finished off with some one-on-one, and then we left by that, because remember I said you can't just work on this stuff, you got to play as well to continue to make yourself better. So after we got that one-on-one and stuff like that done, we just dipped after that, and then I came home, took a nice little shower on the way, and my car rides, your driving time is your learning time. So that's when I'm looking at some of my, some of the top motivational speakers, just listening to their stories, to their interviews, things that they're talking about, Tony Robbins, E.T., Jim Rohn, Jordan B. Peterson, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar. I'm listening to their type of stuff. I'm making a list of people that I'm listening to as I keep going, people that I like, right? So I was just listening to that stuff in the morning, the Jim Rohn story. And it's funny, one thing I did learn about his story, right? He was talking about the idea of what they call a life-changing day. For a lot of entrepreneurs, they have this. I can give you 2 examples. Jim Rohn's story I was talking about was, and it's funny we're talking about not to look for a sign, but it's kind of like signs, right? So Jim Rohn was talking about the idea that he had some Girl Scouts come to his door, knock on his door. He was about 25 years old, only was in college for a year, dropped out, had no money to his name, really like that. And she came and was just gave the best presentation ever. She was a sweetheart. She was just talking about the cookies, the benefit, she was a crazy salesperson, really, honestly, right? And after she gave that amazing presentation, he was like, wow, I really want to buy some cookies. So he went into his pockets and he said, I kid you not, the cookies were $2. He did not even have $2 to give to her. Not even $2. And after he said that, I really don't even have $2 to my name, he literally decided, okay, if I don't got $2 I don't even have $2 to my name, it's time to pretty much, get right? So what he did was those $2 that he had, he didn't even have $2, so he literally just lied to her and said his fridge was filled with Girl Scout cookies already. And then he realized, how am I broke? 25-year-old man broke in America, barely pay my bills and everything in America. Can't even buy $2, and I'm lying to a Girl Scout. He said literally, that's probably the lowest you can go, lying to a Girl Scout. And then he just decided that day he needed to change his life. He got a mentor. 5 years later, he's a millionaire, right? Shoot, that's the dream, really, right? You put that work and you put that pain in, right? Another example was with Tony Stark. It's funny, I call him Tony Stark, but it's Robert Downey Jr. He was on drugs, he was in, courthouse. I seen him chained, all the stuff like that, right? And he said he went to, I think it was Burger King or McDonald's, and he had the absolute worst cheeseburger ever. He loved cheeseburgers. And the cheeseburger was so bad that it made him change his life around. And now he's part of one of the biggest franchises in probably entertainment history with the Avengers. And he's Iron Man. And he set the tone. And he's also returning to, I heard, in this new Iron Man movie. So it's those are those life-changing moments that take you from where you are to really decide yo, I need to change my life around and I hate the way that I'm living. And it sucks that sometimes you gotta go through that, but you can't You can't wait for that sign. I talked about the sign of Jim Rohn didn't have money to give to the Girl Scout, had to lie to a Girl Scout about not having money in order to do it. I talked about Robert Downey Jr. eating a cheeseburger that was so terrible that he just had to change his life around. And I'm gonna give you another example too as well. And it was Jesus, right? So, reading the Bible, Mark 8, I believe, what was it? Yep, Mark 8. And he was, he was out there doing his thing. He was a public speaker, I ain't gonna lie to you. So he's out there doing his thing, public speaking, getting everybody, bringing all the multitudes together and stuff. And they, they were doing their thing. And then the Pharisees, which they just sound like some haters in this book, I ain't gonna lie to you, come up to him and say, hey, where's the sign from heaven? And he's just like he signs in frustration. And he's just like, why does this generation always have to wait for a sign? Why do you have to wait for a sign? Just get up and put in the work. You can't keep sitting here waiting for a sign to happen. You're not waiting for a sign from heaven, a sign from God. Because a lot of times when he give you that sign, it might be too late. That's probably why suicide rate's so high, right? You guys waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for, okay, let me get that works experience, stuff like that. You don't want that stuff. And the reason why I'm so, I feel like, I don't know, maybe there was plenty of signs for me, but maybe I didn't really get that sign. And why I'm still putting in this work every single day is so I don't get that sign. Because it's funny, we were actually talking about this, right? It was the quote, I gotta ask my brother to say that. Hold on, I gotta put it right here. I got it for you guys, yo. This thing is that work. Hold on, where is it at? He said when he was fighting Batman in one of the movies, he says, Batman turns out the lights because Batman, he was trained in the dark all his life. After he stopped having those parents, stuff like that, Batman was sitting around, he was chilling. He started putting in that work, putting in that pain. That's why I say putting in that pain, not putting in that work. We're just putting in that pain, right? And then we cut the lights out. Bane's like, okay. He's just like, Bane's like, okay, cool. Like, this is probably a good idea for anybody else, right? He was like, he said, the darkness. He was just pretty much like, what did he say? He said, yeah, you trained in the darkness, but I was born in it. I was molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. And by then it was nothing to me but blinding because I was in the dark the whole time. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to worry about a sign or anything like that because I've been in the dark the whole time when I was in. And you're going to see that in my book too when it comes up next month, right? Once the publisher's done publishing it. You're going to see the stuff that I had to be through, the homeless stuff, man. Living with roaches, mice, sleeping in cars, going from crib to crib, eating McDonald's for like a week straight. Like, you're going to see the pain. I was molded by the darkness. I've been in it. So by the time I'm a man, and now it's like, this is all this stuff right here is, now I'm almost spoiled. I got to remember not to be that spoiled man no more. That's something I remember. Now that just made me something click too as well. My spending money. I had no money before, so why do I act like now I need to spend money every single day? No, you can eat it. There's food at home, right? I was molded by the darkness, but the thing is, you don't want to see the darkness. That's why I'm creating this video for you guys, because a lot of you guys are already in the darkness. A lot of you guys were molded by it. Now you're a man, and it's there's nothing for them. But for the youth, I don't even want them to see the darkness. I want them to always be in the light. And then they're going to have this information, have this stuff to do it. So stop looking for a sign from God, from your mom, from your parents, from your dad, whoever, your girlfriend, your boy. Like, stop looking for a sign and get up there and just start putting in that pain, start putting in that work. Man, that's all I got for you guys today. And I want you guys to keep killing the day. Remember, subscribe to this channel and leave that review. Keep killing the day. And just remember, you pray for success like this. 2.0 out.